Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast, and for the first time, I'm delighted to be joined by Colm Posh Boy Murphy. I want to get on to why you're called Posh Boy, but until then, we'll talk about how's life, man. You just made your 1-0. You made your pro debut beginning of this month, man. So how's life?
Oh yeah, I'm loving life. So I've just started back at university, but still just full training ahead. Just trying to keep the head down, stay humble, and looking forward to a big night, November 13th. Gonna put in a lot of work these weeks and just smash it. Keep doing what I'm doing, and the good results are gonna keep coming.
That's it, mate. Listen, well, you had a tough outing for your pro debut, man. You went in a straight 6-rounder against the Polish fella. I can't remember his name, but he went up against Campbell Hatton as well. Took Campbell Hatton the distance. He went 6 rounds with you. I mean, Mark Dunlop must have a lot of faith in you to chuck you in with somebody like him in a 6-round on your pro debut.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Before, people were saying before I signed pro that, I'm just kind of like a fan favorite prize fighter, that, I'll go in, I'll fight, and, people will get their money's worth. But I'm more than that. I fully believe that, people are calling Campbell Hatton, a prodigy or whatever, he's up and coming. That is me. I'm even more up and coming. I went in, I fought the guy he fought in his third fight, in my first fight, and it was a 6-rounder straight away because I have the talent, I have the fitness, and I have the traits. And that guy made Campbell Hatton look, unfortunately, terrible for him. He wasn't impressive at all. And in my opinion, yeah, I didn't get a stoppage or anything, but I wasn't really looking to go in. I wanted one, but I also wanted more to show my boxing and to show how much I've come on. And I looked good against that guy. I looked slick. I looked fit. I could have done more rounds and should have probably put it on more. But all learning lessons, 6 rounds banked, and got another 6-rounder coming up.
Colm, just that light behind you, mate, it's sort of blurring the way you look. That big light eye. So just if you just have your head behind it, that'd be perfect. Yeah, I mean, like you said, there 6 rounds in your pro debut, man, and you've done it. You look slick. You look good. I mean, the fitness is there, and you must obviously be super fit, working hard in the gym.
Yeah, fitness has never been a problem throughout my career. People take months off after a fight. That's not my thing. I only started boxing when I was 14. I've got a lot of catching up to do, but even apart from the skill side, it's just my way of life. I want to be fit as, even after boxing, I've got myself goals. I know what I want to do. It's about being the best possible human I can be and keep building on the success I'm getting, and staying me at the same time.
See, the thing is, you are fighting in November again and stuff like that, but going off like your pro debut being a 6-rounder up against a tough opponent, I'm guessing Mark's going to keep progressing you slowly but surely. But your next opponent is going to be somebody a little bit better, maybe something that's going to test you a little bit more going forward.
Yeah, well, I leave all that in the Mark's hands. I'm not my promoter. I just do the fighting. I fight whoever's put in front of me, and I'll leave that trust up to Mark. But that is what motivates me. Getting in there, being the underdog, and taking a step up, a challenge. Bit of pressure. So hopefully, yeah, it's going to be a step up. It's going to be, but these journeymen, they don't get enough credit like they do. Just on my show itself, before I fought, we were ready because see, there's 2 fights beforehand. One was a draw. It was the guy's second professional fight, and then the first guy, he actually got beat by a journeyman. So since COVID and all, that these boys, they can fight, and they're gonna come take your head off, and they're coming for glory. So can't let them do that. You've got to be ready.
Definitely. Your nickname is Posh Boy. I'm believing that you're a posh boy. I'm guessing you're from a posh area. Is that what it is?
Well, I don't consider myself to be a bit posh. I suppose I live in South Belfast with my mum, but just across the road and we're in East. But I suppose all the Westies from West Belfast, they just turn around and they're like, you do sound really posh. Because I went to Meffrey, which was kind of like a rugby school. So I think I was the first boxing champion from there. So a bit of a funny story, but nowhere really I went I could fit in. If it was a Meffrey, it was, I live in social housing, and then if it was a thing going there, I even remember going to my first boxing club. I brought 2 of my mates, and the boxing coach turned around and he was like, what is this here? It's like One Direction coming in to the boxing club, because they're just pretty posh people, I guess. All good crack.
But that's the thing. What was it like? Obviously, going into these boxing gyms in West Belfast, man. I love Belfast as a tough fighting city and stuff like that, man. But being that they were calling you posh boy and stuff like that, did you ever feel nerves, intimidated, anxiety? How did you feel going into these gyms?
Yeah, I would get a wee bit of anxiety. You know, I'm a wee bit of a weird guy. You know, bit eccentric. So I do feel so in places I'm a wee bit out of place, different than people. But you know, I still just want to fit in. You know, get to know people and just go in and want people to judge me based on the work I put in. And thankfully, I've actually had that. I've been lucky. You know, people see the work I put in the gym, and they see my spirit in the ring, and they judge me based on that. And hopefully, I can keep doing that going forward.
So what inspired you to get into boxing, and why box, being from South Belfast? And we all know how many boxing gyms there are in West Belfast, East Belfast and stuff like that. But being that your background, coming from a rugby school, why box? Why do you want to fight?
Well, I do always remember watching Rocky, and Rocky 4. People can argue with me all they want. Rocky 4, what was the movie? The best Rocky one against going into Russia. So I do remember my earliest memory was me and my brother having a wee spar, but that wasn't anything. We were just throwing pasties, and it was just my dad. He got me into the boxing. I turned around and hit him one day when we were having a scrap, just like joking about. He had a few drinks and he was just like, "Oh, you know, that was a haymaker, son. We need to get you into the boxing." And the only reason I went in the first place was like, "Oh, I'll get the boxing club was beside McDonald's in Canley Way," and he was like, "Oh, I'll get you 20 chicken nuggets beforehand, no after." So yeah, bit of motivation. He knew what he's doing.
That's better than that's better than a world title, Colm. 20 chicken nuggets. That's better than a world title. Like I say, obviously, I've touched on it there. Belfast is a huge fighting city, man. Right now, you've got Mick Collin doing things, Sean McComb, Tyrone McKenna. You know what I mean? You've got Paddy McGrory, Carl Frampton just retired. I mean, right now, there's always quality fighters coming from Belfast. So for you, what's your aspirations? Is it to become, like, obviously might be a dumb question, a world champion and be as big as, like, say, Mick Collins and Carl Framptons of Belfast? Is that your aspirations, your dream, to become as big as them?
Well, obviously, I wouldn't say no to that, but the aspirations was never to be a big global superstar. This is just, you know, recognizing that, you know, I have a talent, I'm good at something, and also this is something that's very good for me. This is setting me up. I've just continued to get a lot of blessings in my life from putting effort into the boxing. So it's, to me, it's more about a personal journey, not what anyone else thinks. You know, obviously I want to do my family proud in it. They're my biggest supporters in this, but also I do very much consider myself to be representing Belfast when I fight, because this community, Belfast, has been so supportive of me. The boxing talent from it, it's just amazing, and I don't think I could be where I am if it wasn't for the city of Belfast. So that's it too. I want to represent Belfast on the big scene too, if I can make it there, and just keep doing everyone proud, because the sport so far has been tremendous from every single person.
You mentioned that you're in university just now and stuff like that. How do you juggle your studies and obviously training and stuff like that? Is it difficult?
It was previously difficult thing. Like, I was in Dubai trying to finish off my dissertation last year. I was still an amateur. This is before I signed pro. But even when I was doing my quantity surveying degree in Liverpool, like this was full-time education, and I was basically training like a professional boxer. And so back then it was a bit more harder. I was living on my own. I didn't have a support of my family, and then in Dubai I was, you know, away from home too, so it was a bit hard. But now that I'm back in Belfast, I've been set up with an amazing stable in Belfast. I think, to be honest, the best stable in Ireland, with D Walsh and all of us. So
alongside D Walsh, yeah.
Yeah, D Walsh, yeah, and
guy,
D doesn't get enough credit.
No, he does not. No, I will echo that, Colm. D is a great trainer, man. You see what he's done with Poddy and Lewis Crocker and stuff like that. I mean, the guys, he doesn't get enough credit, and I think his time will come. His time will definitely come in due course.
Yeah, no, I think he's setting the tone for other coaches to follow. Like, some people might turn around and think, oh, you know, he's an Instagram coach because of some of the things, but he promotes his fighters doing that, and you know, some fighters wouldn't do that, so they need someone like that. which is very good. But on the uni aspect, yeah, I'm only doing part. I got my degree finished. I got a 2-2, which due to all the training, I thought I was happy enough. I think I should have maybe got a 2-1, but I let myself down on that front. But I'm doing a part-time course now. It's online for 3 years, and it's compared to my quantities varying degree, it's not really that hard. So to be honest, the full focus is on the boxing. It's looking really well. It's the boxing now, my full-time job.
You spoke about being out in Dubai and stuff like that. I mean, did you enjoy the training out there? But you're not out there for Thor's fight with the Wardy or something like that, were you?
Yeah, I came out and this is what I mean. It was just a Christmas present. My uncle was home for Christmas and he was like, yeah, ages ago when I won my first Irish title, he was like, I'll bring you to Dubai if you win this, and I did. So he held me up to that, and he knew I wasn't getting much training at the time because of the lockdowns and stuff. Then I went out to Dubai, and the thing was with it all, I didn't know I was going to be there for as long as that. I was expecting to be there for a month, but I got COVID over there, which halfway in the trip, which slowed down like my progression. So I had to go back out and I had to keep sparring. So it was like get my fitness up before I came home, and it was all really really nerve wracking back then because no one knew what the crack was with travel restrictions. So the week before I came home, the week after I came home from Belfast, I was there for about 80 days to then introduce hotel quarantine. So I was lucky to escape that because not knowing when I would have got home to my family, it would have just all been too much when I was doing my degree.
Definitely. Well, you seem to be a level-headed young man. You seem to have, what you want in life. I mean, you're still doing online courses and stuff like that. You're a professional fighter now. You started off your pro career in a 6-rounder against a tough opponent, and no doubt you're going in another 6-rounder against. But in your next fight, you don't know who you're fighting next, I don't believe. But are you hoping to get the knockout in this one? Do you feel like you need to get a stoppage, or you want a stoppage in your next fight?
No, I don't feel like I need to get any stoppages. Obviously against these opponents, like for example, the guy I last fought, I really didn't give him an opening to like really throw. I jabbed ahead of him, boxed ahead of him, so I was winning the fight that way. So as D's been programmed to me, the more punches you throw, the probability of you getting hit is going to increase. So if I'm just jabbing the head and out of range, probability of me getting hit is low and I'm winning the fight. But even there's a clip of the guy and he did come at me and he exposed himself and I caught him right in the chin with a big right hook and his legs wobbled all over the place and I probably should have put it on him a bit more there, but I composed, which I'm happy out, didn't blow myself out. So I do feel when these people start coming at me, these 80-ounce scrubs, they felt the power when I was hitting them. So these knockouts will come, stoppages. I have the fitness to stop people. So yeah, they'll come.
Like I said, do you draw aspirations from young fighters in Belfast? I mean, like you've seen what Carl Frampton does and Mick Collin and stuff like that. What they're doing at the Fail, what Mick does at the Fail, and what Carl's done for Belfast and stuff like that. Do you draw inspiration from these two?
I do a bit, but it's more my peers. I've actually got my my motivation from, especially even when I was an amateur. I got really close with a lot of people who were on the Ulster's team, and even from them, having them as my peers, and even back in the days when I was like 18, and there's some people who were a lot better, and had like 12 or so Irish titles. One example is Barry McGrath, for example, who I roomed with in America. These were people who I really looked up to, and the stuff they put in, and being surrounded by that culture was, I think, really imperative because I never really thought I could get to that level, and here I am now, and still want to keep doing that, and I'm still surrounded by that. I've got Paddy McCrory in my trim. I've got Lewis Crocker. I've got Connor Quinn. I've got Owie who's fighting here on Saturday. So that's it. Even Jack and James McGivern. I'm just completely surrounded by same people who have the same goals in this boxing career, and you need that if you want to be successful. Dee was telling me a story about a Ukrainian town that he knew of that like had produced the most Olympic gold medalists, and there's some truth behind that,
Definitely. One final one before I let you go and enjoy your evening. November, your second pro fight. What can the fans expect from Colm Murphy?
Well, it depends what the opponent comes, but what you should expect from me is a good entrance again, a memorable one, and definitely a high paced fight that will keep everyone entertained, and probably a few hundred jabs every round.
100 jabs. There you go. What's that old saying?
Oh, wait, not let me say it now. The backhand will take you around the block, but the jab will take you around the world.
That's it right there. That's it. The backhand can take you around the block, but the jab takes you around
That's
the
my
block.
favorite party quote. It has to be said.
Well, no doubt, no doubt. If you keep this up, you keep doing what you're doing, man. That jab will take you around the world, man. So keep at it, Colm. Keep at it, my man.
Thank you very much for the chance.
Anytime, my man. Listen, I'm in Belfast quite a lot, man. Hopefully, we can meet up in person next time. And tell D I'm asking for him, and I've got a lot of time for D.
Could I give some people a quick shout out?
Of course, you can. Yes.
So I want to say a big thanks to Aircore, Ruben's Meals, the Dirty Duck, BIA Support, the Beach Lawns Hotel, thing, and Orange A Scaffolding. Thank you very much.
Well done. Listen, Colm, have a good evening, man. I'll speak to you soon, brother.
Cheers. And Kingsway Contractors.
There you go. You remembered them all. Well done. Cheers, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.